Hello everyone, hello everyone. It is me, Audrey Lane, with Just Be Audrey Lane. I thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel, somewhere down there. Make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified of when a video is up. I thank you for following Just Be Audrey Lane on all the social media platforms. It's on Anchor, Spotify, Podcast, um, as well as Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything. I'm still in the process of getting some things together. I'm going to give more updates. Sorry, my daughter kitten is like really needy. So today I just like, oh, my journal process is really common for me. It really is something for me. I mean, just reading it and going over it, well, in the form of listening to it versus going back reading it. I have just been so, I thank you, God, because a lot has been taking place within it. A lot has been like really common for me during this process. This is why I invite you guys to do it for yourself. It is a peace, a joy that you get out of it. And I just wanted to come on tonight. And I do mean this. I won't be on long because I want to actually get some rest tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. Resting. So my thing was it's okay for you to get rest and be okay with that. You know, I've been trying to make sure I'm staying in motion and moving. And I had said it not that long ago that it's okay to get rested. But yet, I wasn't really resting. I was still finding some form in some way to be busy. And now I really need to just take the time to just sit and sit still. A lot of great things have been happening to me and for me, and it just makes me like thank you, God, like, because I know it's truly Him. um Man, if I could pinpoint anything, I would say the main thing I love is I have a peace, a real peace that is comforting. You know, I want you guys to really, really get a journal and start writing in your journal. When I tell you, you will discover who you are. You will discover some things that you didn't even know was there. Didn't even know actually you had it in you. You will come to a place of like, I can't even really explain it, because if I could, I would be able to truly tell you all of it right out the door, like right out what's going on. But that's exactly what, like right out. But with the RIGHT. But what I can say is write out with the WRITE. Write out some things. I'm learning to write them out. And I love it because I go back and I look and I'm like, wow, I start laughing, because God has truly moved me in a position that I have never had before. And you talking about a trust, that's amazing to me. I always mention it, and I'm going to keep on mentioning it, because it's a trust that, man, I never even knew I had this in me. I didn't know I could do it. I really want to say, I don't want to get too much in my head about it. I'm not going to do it. But I really would say that a lot of it was myself blocking it. And then a lot of it was truly probably not meant for me to get it into now. I don't know. I would have to wait until God tells me it. But I love the fact that it's like, man, so I had a little bit of things kind of going on around me, and I was just asking God that you please be with me, give me comfort, give me joy, sit with me. And today, so I tell you guys, I always read this book called Fruits, and I read it, and when I open it up today, it actually came to about how when the Lord confronts our old nature, he like well with our new nature sometimes can be confronted with our old nature. We see things now differently of how it was before. So I'm seeing things from my past that is coming up for me to know not to do them now, not to go back into that way. And I had a moment earlier today where I had to really recognize that. I had to really, so it was like really wonderful that this actually was the reading, and it gave me like, wow, dang, now I know this is an old behavior. You recognize it, but don't you go and participate in that behavior. Don't participate in that thinking of, okay, you can act like this because, yeah, no, because you don't act like it. You don't sit there and you behave to a point of, because, so let me tell you what the situation was so you guys can kind of grasp it. My uncle passed away, and I want to really push to be supportive for my cousins by showing up. I want to go to North Carolina to be with them. However, at my place of employment, my job, we have to put our time and our hours up on the board for it. And even though it will count as bereavement for me, out of 13 staff members, there will only be possibly 6 people in the store and 4 on the truck. So then that will leave just 2 of us. So I'm not able to go. And instead of me getting frustrated or wanting to like get emotional with like, oh my goodness, I had to laugh and say it's okay. There's a different way of how I can be supportive and show support to my cousins. I can make sure I be there for phone calls. I can make sure that, North Carolina isn't going anywhere. I can go down at another time and not trying to sound like it's me, but I can still be there and support my cousins after the funeral is over. Because we all know with the support of how we support our family members is everybody shows up for the right of way moments after death. It's times when you're by yourself, or there's there's nothing for you to do, especially with my cousins. They're tight. They're really tight with their father and mother. And there's going to be times where, they will go and probably out of instinct go to actually go to talk with him and mention his name, where they're going to need support. And that's where I can show up, and that's where I can participate. That's where we have to find out if there's something that we need to support in, but we can't be there at the moment. There's other ways that we can go about doing it and support them. So I didn't want to get upset and frustrated, because the whole thing about it is there are other ways that we can show support. I can show support in a totally different way, and I really want to go down there where I can actually have more time with my cousins and not have it where, because literally I was going to go tomorrow, leave work a little bit early, so I was going to be there, take the 8-hour drive and get there whenever, but more than likely like 2 in the morning, be there up until about like, let's say, possibly like 11:30 in the morning, and then drive back. So it would have been a flash. It wouldn't even been where I could have truly invested more time in them because I wouldn't have had it. So I didn't need to go down there as much as I want to. I really want to go when I can really sit with my cousins and have a great time with them. Because whenever my cousins drive back up here to Philly, we have a good old time. And I wanted to go down to North Carolina to go have a good time down there with them. So there will be other times where I can go and show support. And I'm okay with that. So I had to tell myself, don't act in the behavior of a past of wanting to be upset. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for you not being able to go. And I had to say, you know what? One of the reasons would be because I won't be able to spend the amount of time that probably will be necessary for them. Because I'm not necessary. I had to look at it like you are going for you. That is your uncle, but that is their father. So I want to go where I can actually connect and not talk about how he was for me, but listen to them about how he was for them. So it's okay because there'll be other times when I can go and actually sit longer and be down there longer with them. My cousin and I call over Duo or Messenger or other channels of talking all the time. I can do it like that. I can send my hugs through the phone. So I don't want to go down there and be flash flood, and then I have to look at the safety factors of it. I will be driving by myself and gotta be cautious. And then two, I want to make sure that you know I have to be back in enough time so that my husband will be able to leave to go to work. And then three, I will not be able to take my children because they have work themselves. So then I will be leaving my kids, even though they're older, I will be leaving my kids here in a flash flood of me trying to hurry up and get there, but not being able to actually take them to be with the family themselves. So I can wait and plan it out where everyone can be off, and me and my three younger children and possibly my older son may want to travel with us down there too. We can go and actually invest and spend time there. Like I said, it's not going anywhere. There's other ways of how I can show support. So I had to like laugh to not get an attitude and say thank you God, because you actually I do believe how God just sets things up. Because who would have knew that this would be the reading for the day? I don't read ahead of time. I don't do that. I like to stay within the day. And then I go and present it to my bosses, and they're like, oh, unfortunately. And they wanted to let me go. So let me not make it sound like they didn't want me to go. It's just that it wouldn't have been able. It would have been one person in our big store and not being able to be multi areas. At least with it's two of us, we can kind of work it out, you know. But when it's only one, it becomes a lot. And I can't call myself a team player if I'm not willing to do it. Now, had it been different, my boss was trying to work it out. But I had to say to him, no, it's okay. I had to say to her, I will find another time to get down there and support my cousins. It's totally fine. I'll let them know. And all I could do is say, that's growth. That's growth for me. Because before, I would have probably had, not probably, I would have had like a little attitude with it. And I just was like, oh my goodness, what is happening to me? But it's a good happening. It's a good happening. Actually, it's a great happening. Because it it would have been where I would have probably been really upset, angry, and had a nasty attitude about it. And I didn't. I just was. I had to laugh to the point like my boss was like, "Are you okay?" But I couldn't tell them why I was laughing. All I could do is think in my head like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. No, really, I'm okay. It's okay." And they're looking at me like, why is she laughing? Her uncle was passed, like she's trying to get to the funeral. But I wasn't even laughing off of that. I'm laughing off of the reaction of, girl, you was handling this right. God is truly doing something in you. And all I could do is say, and even now, thank you, Jesus. Because I mean, it's so funny to me. It's the little things that let me know He is here. He's working things out for me. So this right now will be totally different when He sees fit to work it all out for me, where I don't have to worry about one, my safety, and everybody else's safety on the road that I may fall asleep. That's not smart. You know, having, my children not have someone at home for them when they get home from work, or even picking my daughter up from school, from work too. Even with everything that's going on with my husband and I, still not disrespecting him, feeling like, oh, well, I can take the car. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't live in bitterness and craziness. I don't want that for my life no more. So I had to laugh. And that brings me joy. It brings me peace. Because it will definitely be another time. And man, I had to make sure that even with me now sitting here explaining it to you guys, not to have like some big head about it, but I am really like, oh my goodness, a comfort. Only God knows that it's a comfort. You can do this. You can do God, and watch Him change you. Watch Him change you. I love change that He has been giving me. I love correction that He's been giving me. I love peace. I love peace. How about this? I'm in love with peace. Peace is like my rider, because I get so much satisfaction out of before you get upset, or before you want to overthink something. The peace just comes right on in and settles down in me. I cannot even fully explain it. It can happen for you. It's happening for us now. You just probably don't even realize it. When a situation comes up and you don't act how you used to act or react, that's peace. That's God giving you peace. Step back and be okay with it. Step back and be like, wow, that is something that I never had before, but thank you, Jesus. There's no need for us to be upset. That is God growing us. That is God sitting in us and saying, hey, I got this. I'm working it all out for you. It's not time right now for you, but I'm going to make time for you to do this. And we got to be okay. I know I am. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Amazing. This cat. I am just at a place of comfort. You better know, more importantly, when you surrender and give yourself fully to God, and don't take it back, fully to God. Get out of your head, because you will have some up and downs. I will be sitting here lying to you if I don't have some up and down and overthinking stuff. And I have to realize, don't overthink. Just trust the process. Trust Him, Audrey Elaine. You out there, trust Him. He will change you right in front of you. You'll be looking at yourself like, wait, hold up. This situation would have made me be upset. This situation would have made me cry before. This situation would have made me be all angry and wanting to yell and scream and cuss. And you just have to be okay with God. I'm going to trust your process, but I thank you for the peace. But I thank you for the peace. Let me thank you first for the peace, because I'm okay with what's going on, but I have peace in it, God. And watch how just more your life just becomes easier and calmer for you, and you don't have to be sitting there worrying about anything. We don't have to. There's a reason for it, a reason why everything happens, and there's a reason how God takes control and transforms it into what He needs it and what it is for Him. And I am learning that through everything that is going on in my life. I had to make sure I show the gratitude in it. And yeah, show the gratitude in my life too. Because the whole thing with it is, when God sees at His appointed time and when He wants it to come out, He'll show me everything, because I'm so grateful for all of the grace within this process, all of the mercy within this process, all of His favor within this process. So be okay. We are totally okay. You know, life is so much more than us, because when we get into that kind of thinking, it's also selfish. We instantly get to think about what we are not being able to do, what we can't have. Why is this? It's me, and this, and you don't. No, don't do that. It's okay. Truly, it gets me to a point. I don't even understand how I even talk like this now. This is nothing but God. Who this coming out of me, man. And I love the fact that I don't have to be fake, or feel like I'm being fake. And I wouldn't really know the difference before, but I can tell the difference now, because the attitude behind it, in my head racing and thinking, let me act like I'm not upset, but rolling my eyes or getting pissed or wanting to over explain it to my boss on, you want to let me do this, I don't know what to tell you about. Yeah, I didn't have to do it. There was no need. I instantly started laughing, and they probably thought I was crazy. I'm gonna have to go back in there tomorrow and tell them, like, you guys are not probably going to get it. They know I have no problem praise dancing at work, singing, doing a whole lot of stuff. But I think it kind of probably threw them off that I just mentioned a funeral, and how I'm trying to get to it. And then when they told me, we just wish we could make it possible for you. And he tried. They tried. And when I was like, no, stop, don't worry, it's fine. And then started laughing. It probably threw them off. Like, is she crazy? No. I'm calm. I'm calm. So it can happen for you. It's happening right in front of your face without you even knowing. Because I can't put it all together on how I am now. Literally, when I say, and I'm not going to not say it, yes, I will talk about Jesus all the time here, because that's how He is for me. This is truly Him changing me. Truly, truly, I am so amazed of the turnaround within my life. It just happened literally overnight. It can happen for you. You better know, when God is reigning, and He's reigning for us, and He's reigning high, can't nobody get up there with Him. One, He's one by Himself. He's one by Himself. So He has us. Move completely out of His way. Yes, you feel like you probably want to have a hand in your life, but trust me, I don't want it any other way. I know what my hands did with my life and what it can possibly do again if I was to sit here and be like, it's not moving fast enough for me, God. I want this to be done like this. No, no. Mm-mm. I thank God for my faithful 40. Faithful. I truly don't want it no other way. I thank Him for me at 40 years old have grown so much in this past year that I don't even go back and look over what it could have been if I got it longer. I thank God that I got it when I got it and when He saw fit for me to be like, okay, I know she's going to get it this time because I had opened her up her eyes for her to see just me. That it's me getting her through all of this stuff. That it's me she has to rely on. Guys, we got to do that. When we just fully give it over to Him, watch Him change you. Watch Him change everything. So everything about you, your life, your health, your situations around you. Remember, I tell you, sometimes the circumstances, they are there for a reason. They are there for a reason. It's to grow you. It's to show you you're not weak. It's to show you you're going to make it through this. It's to show you that, look, everything you're going through, I am going to have you all the way in it. You're going through this to benefit me because I want everything you're going through to touch and impact someone else for me, Audrey Lane, and for you out there. Everything that you are going through, trust me, there's someone out there watching every bit of part of how you move. So you better make sure you're moving in Him. You better make sure you're staying focused in Him. Everywhere we go, His light is on us and show out to people. And if you have them up and down moments, make sure even in them downs, you thank Him. Even in them ups, you thank Him. It's okay. People might look at you like you're crazy. All right. Don't stop doing Him because He's not stopped doing you. Mm-mm-mm. What is it do you feel like you may be losing by if you have Him in your life all the time and really have Him bring out of you? Do you feel like you need to fit in? In Audrey Lane, for you, you're not missing anything. Do you feel like you need to fit in? No, don't. You out there don't. Trust me. People are seeing how you move. They're seeing how you are walking. They're seeing how you are talking. And God is sending them into Him through you. Don't you get big headed. Don't. Nope. Don't. But people are watching. And they're watching like, how is he or she at this amount of peace when they're going through this? How are they making it when everything is stacked against them? The odds is all over the place. The family is all over the place. Their marriage, their spouses is all on top of them and all over the place. And their life should be all a crumble. But yet they're walking with their head held high. They're moving. They're trusting this man, this person named God. But where is He? Oh, He is here. I can tell you He's here. He is fully here. He's there for you. Represent Him well. Go out there and be your just be God-given name. Trust me, He knows you. He knows your name. He knows what's in you. And He's revealing you more and more every day. I thank Him for it. I truly thank Him for it. Because Audrey Lane wasn't like this. And all I can say is you definitely are moving me in where you want to move me and putting me in where you want to put me. And things just within a matter of time has grown. And all I can do is say thank you, God. My communication with Him is different. My communication with people is different. I don't run, get scared, or fell down. Nope. And would kind of like want to almost be angry. No, I let things go. We have to let things go. They're distractions for our growth, and we can't afford it. There's no need to focus on distractions. Look up the definition of distractions. If you look it up, so if you are planting something and you're digging up the soil and you're digging up the soil, but then it actually starts to come forth where it's weeds and everything in the soil, and you be feeling discouraged that you like, oh, I can't plant in here because these weeds are here. Are you going to be so focused on the fact that the weeds are there and you can't plant there? Or are you going to then get up and move to an area and then now test that area to see whether or not it's where you can plant and then go plant that seed? Or are you going to be so focused on digging up roots that's going to keep them going down and keep them going down that you're so busy trying to go down and get the weeds and everything out, when it's like, okay, move forth onto this next thing, because God is showing you, don't waste your time there. Let me handle that. You go here. You go here, because this is where I want you to grow. Distractions are there to get us off, and the enemy wants that. Because if you actually knew what is all up in you and where God is taking you, one, you will probably get distracted in that and don't do. And don't do. So you have to make sure that we don't get distracted in what God needs us to do. You I love where God is taking me. I have no clue. But I will tell you this. I know it's going to be great. I'm so happy that I listen now. I am happy that I listen. That I don't get where it's like, okay, so this doesn't happen. Let me find out another way of how to, change it around because I want it to be like this. Mm-mm. Man. And I'm sitting here now, and I'm not going to let that kind of get to me, because I was going to be like, wait, hold up. Are you making sense? Yeah, I'm making sense. And how I know I'm making sense of it, because I get it, and not going to let myself distract myself from myself. I cannot afford it. Man, life has truly been so eye-opening for me. I love trusting God. I love being with Him. Mm. I remember when I was younger, I, and you probably have, because it's a popular kid game, bread and butter, come and get your supper. And it would be where, you kind of would run around and try to, our form of how we did it here was, you would say it and the person would have to come and find you. Isn't isn't it something where God knows exactly where we are? And it's like vice versa, because we can be saying it to God, bread and butter, come and get your supper. And he's like, I'm already here. I got you. And then if he's saying it, bread and butter, come and get your supper, and we go to him, it's like a full belly. So either way it goes, there's a feeding. There's a feeding in it. Because remember, God feeds off of us. He does. He feeds off of us knowing him, growing in him, and trusting him. He does. And it goes for the same for us. Man, I thank God for growth. I truly do. Man, it's something for us. We got to thank him in every part of our process. You know, don't lose sight of him. Everything that you're going through does not define you. All the bad stuff that you like, dang, but you don't understand I'm going through this. Don't let it define you that you distracted so much on trying to, like, this is what's going on in my life. Don't worry about it. Know that he is taking you somewhere else. Everything that we have been through, everything that we are even going through now, is all testimonies for when God sees fit for us to let them on out for someone else. He's going to show us, this is where I grew you. This is where you fell, but you didn't fall down. You went down so that you can only look up to see me. This is where you went down because I needed you to climb back up with me alongside of you, as I'm telling you, you're going to be all right. I'm seeing you. I just explained it to you guys about the fall and the trust fall. The trust we had to do with one another. Didn't even know it. So don't look at your falls. Don't look at all of that as a bad thing. Sometimes we literally do have to go down so we can only move up from there. We can only move up from there. If you fall, don't stay there. Don't be nobody's victim. And more importantly, don't be your own. You're worth more. It's going to be hard some days. It's going to be a struggle. And it's funny, I just said that because that word came to us the other day when the pastor for revival talked about it and sang the song. The struggle is over. Everything we go through, it becomes a point where, guess what, guys? It is over. It becomes over. Because when it becomes over, then you go over to the next climb and the next level of where God is taking us. Jesus. Get in his word. Stay in his word. Trust him. Trust him, Audrey Elaine. I trust you, God, more and more every day, because this has to be you. This isn't me. To know that I can actually talk with him like this. And how about this? I don't have to come to him like in this weird kind of way. I can just come. I can just come. And he takes over from there. All I had to do was surrender. A true surrender. Not going up there because people are looking at you or your family is looking at you. I'm telling you, when everything happened for me last year with my husband and everything, I still didn't surrender. I still didn't surrender. I was trying to fix things and everything. But when I seen that it came to a point of, God, I'm tired, God. I am tired. I need it to be you, God. So you say, if I truly give it to you, you would do this? You would take it from me? You will handle it? Okay, God, I surrender. I surrender. No amount of prayers, because I had people praying up and down the wazoo for me. When I truly stepped up to the plate and to the altar for myself, for Audrey Lane, that's when God and I connected. Like, you ready now? You ready? Okay, I got you. That's how he is for us. You do it for you. Please know that I am praying for you. I am encouraging you. I do it for myself. But I will be there to encourage you and pray for you and be there. But step up to it. Step up to him. Step up to the plate and expect him to change you. Expect him to be there because he's there. He's waiting. Trust me, all you got to do is surrender to him and watch. It's going to gradually keep on growing and growing and growing. Remember, like I said, he's a multiplying God. He's there. He's waiting on you. You already have something laid out for you. You already have a table laid out for you. Read my favorite, will always be my favorite, is Psalms 23. Psalms 23. Read it. Trust me, it has every part of you in there and what God has you. He restores you. He leads you beside the still waters. Trust me. It's all in there for you. He will break it down to you. And every time he needs to break it down to you, it's going to come at you at different points. And you're like, wow, God, this has to be you. So I thank you for coming on. Today is Friday, July 23rd, 2021. I thank you so much for liking, commenting, and sharing this channel. Just Be Audrey Lane. Follow me on all of the social media platforms. How about you start your Just Be? Who are you? And if you don't know who you are, put Just Be in who your name is and write that as your first channel. I don't know who I am, but I'm trying to figure out, God, who am I and what am I to you? I promise you, he's going to tell you and reveal it. God ain't nothing but a man of promises. He's going to come when he sees fit, but he knows who you are, and he will start letting you see who you are a little bit at a time, multiplying you as he's doing it. So I thank you again for subscribing to Just Be Audrey Lane. I think it's on the left, right where the kitty at, my kitty cat. I love you. Make sure you love yourself, and more importantly, love God. He loves you. He loves you for who you are. You ain't got to change to come to him. He'll do it. So you guys have a good, wonderful evening. I'll be back on with you guys tomorrow. Rest well. And I will see you soon. Bye now.